I'm going to create or try to create a broadcast here on YouTube and Rumble and all of these other places that I don't even know how to do any of this stuff, but I know that we need to do it. We need to start speaking up and holding our elected officials accountable for not doing their job, for not upholding and defending and obeying the Constitution. And some of them need to be either held in contempt, tried for perjury, tried for treason, put in prison, at least put out of office. Take their retirement away from them. They don't deserve it if they violate the Constitution because they violated their oath of office. I don't know if there's anyone there watching or not. I'm going to try to figure out how to do this. Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking of starting a podcast. Uh, Not for sure how to do it. Started working at it and looking into it. Right now, got this one started here on YouTube, but I want to expand it over and go into Rumble and True Social and any other platform that we can broadcast on. Uh, I'd like you, if you watch this, then I need some input. When would be the best time to have a podcast for the majority of people to watch it? Now, if you don't get to watch it, then it would also be saved onto the platform, so you can come back and watch it at your convenience later. But uh, we'd like to get as much input as to when would be the best time and have the most people watching it uh, that would be available to actually watch the actual uh, program or podcast. What I'm going to be going over in the podcast is the information and the constitutional arguments and the federal and Supreme Court decisions, the legal arguments that support the constitutional arguments that I make, that I've written about in uh, this book, A Patriot's Guide to Peacefully Restoring the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, America's Sheriffs, Your Choice, Constitution or Communism. It's a vital analysis for America's sheriffs. This is something that is based upon a conversation I had with the Oklahoma Sheriff's Association president, Ray McNair, and the assistant, the vice president, which is Kyle Keller. And this is a discussion that I had with them, and then the emails that I sent to them uh, in reference to the animal rights laws across that are being enacted across America, and how the animal rights laws are actually a violation of the Constitution of the United States. They are quite literally, the animal rights laws are the same exact uh, laws and method that Adolf Hitler used to destroy human rights in Nazi Germany. Understand, the animal rights laws are what enabled Adolf Hitler to uh, force communism on the people of Nazi Germany. It's literally what enabled him to kill 6 million Jewish people, because he was following this principle that I talk about in this book. God gave man dominion, the foundation of American government. Now, in this book, I explain that America is founded on the teachings of Jesus Christ. So God is the source of your rights. Even the Declaration of Independence says our rights are derived from our Creator, God. And the, our government is created in here, in the center tier, the yellow area. Is created by man. And the purpose of the government is to protect the God-given rights of one man from another man. Because no matter what you write a law in, does not apply to God. He's over you. And it does not apply to the animals, because they are property. They are beneath you. They do not understand the written word. We have to remember that one time in America, black men and women were considered property. They were, in the eyes of the government, they were animals. And if you give and enact animal rights laws, the past laws protecting horses, cows, dogs, chickens, etc., what you're doing is you're destroying human rights. See, it was after the Civil War, only after the Civil War, that black men and women were recognized as being man, residing in the center tier of man, having the same rights as all other races of men. But when you give animals, dogs and cats and horses and chickens, when you enact animal rights laws like that, what you're doing is you're not raising animals up into the tier of man. You don't have that authority. The government does not have that authority. What you're doing is you're erasing the line between man and animals, and you're reducing all men to the status of animals. You're reducing man to a property, and a property always has to have an owner. Well, then you end up with this. You now have the government has replaced God as a source of your dominion, because another man, a ruler, is now telling you what the limits of your dominion are. And you have been reduced to the status of a manimal, an animal. You're part of a government herd. That's why they refer to it as chattel, the sheep, because you're ignorant of your rights. You've been reduced to an animal in the eyes of the government. An animal doesn't own its children, or the baby calf, or the piglet. They don't own them. The man, the individual that owns the parent cattle or the parent animal, they own the piglet or the calf or the steer. That's why they think that they have the right to take your children away from you. See, Adolf Hitler, once he enacted the animal rights laws, he could go out and euthanize 6 million Jewish people, because he was culling the government herd of those people that he considered inferior animals. This is real, people. This is what's really going on. That's what's behind these animal rights crap. There's a research paper titled Understanding Animal Protections and the Holocaust. It's written by college professor Boris Sachs. And in this research paper, he states that the Nazis enacted animal rights laws in order to reduce man to the status of an animal, thereby allowing the government to treat some segments of society like animals. Well, if you think your children are more valuable than an animal you own, if you think that the government should not be allowed to reduce your child to the same level as a chicken, then you need to stand up. You need to speak up. You need to educate yourself. And then you need to hold your elected officials accountable for what they're supporting. And that's what we're trying to do with this broadcast, or this podcast that I'm trying to create. I'm trying to educate people on what your rights are. There's an old saying, knowledge is power. There's another, even older saying that comes directly from the Bible. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. The Bible also says, the meek shall inherit the earth. Well, the meek does not mean the weak, but it does mean winning peacefully. And how do we win peacefully? Through knowledge. And then using the tools that our founding fathers gave us in the Constitution of the United States to take back our rights, have these laws declared a constitutional violation, a usurpation of our rights, and then we can once again have freedom in America. But until you get rid of the animal rights laws, there the government will continue to treat people like animals. And you, as an animal, you don't have rights. You can find the books that I talk about right there. You can find them and order them on an on-demand print company called Lulu Press. And for $50, it's like $50 for both of them. And you can have them mail. They don't even print the book until you order it. And then they print it and they mail it directly to you. So I hope that you'll take the time to educate yourself. If you can't watch the podcast, if you at least get the books and read them. If you'd like to support me and what I'm doing and things, uh, contact me. My name and number is out there for pretty much anybody that wants to try to find it. So, all right. You have a good day. Okay. Okay, I guess it's live right now.